Struggling with weak legs, tingling hands, or muscles that seem to shrink overnight? What if I told you that the solution isn't a new workout or expensive protein powders, but something you can do tonight while you sleep? In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 2 vitamins that can rebuild muscle, protect your nerves, and restore strength while you rest. And the mistakes most people make that cancel all their benefits. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your sleep into your body's most powerful repair system. Now let's step deeper into why these 2 vitamins are so powerful and why so many older adults never realize they were missing them until weakness or tingling sets in. Think about vitamin D for a moment. For decades, doctors have told patients it's all about bones, preventing fractures, preventing osteoporosis, and that's true. But a massive global study revealed something shocking. Almost 1 billion people worldwide are deficient in vitamin D. That means billions of muscle cells are waiting to repair themselves, but never get the green light. Without vitamin D, the signal for muscle regeneration is weak. It's like having construction workers standing by at night with tools in their hands, but no power to turn on the lights. The job site stays dark, no repairs get done, and in the morning, the structure, the body, feels weaker than before. Now contrast that with what happens when you restore vitamin D at the right time. Clinical trials in older adults show improvements in balance, walking speed, and even reaction time. These are not small changes, these are life-changing. Because when you move faster, steadier, and with less effort, you're not just stronger, you're safer. Every year, millions of older adults fall, and many of those falls lead to fractures, hospital stays, and a decline that feels impossible to recover from. But when muscles and nerves work together, guided by vitamin D, you reduce those risks dramatically. But let's be clear, vitamin D is not just about bones and muscles, it's about rhythm. Your body follows a daily rhythm, what scientists call circadian biology. Muscle repair happens primarily during deep sleep. That's why timing matters. Take vitamin D in the morning, and by the time your repair systems switch on at night, the vitamin has already been used elsewhere. Take it before bed, and you're aligning your nutrition with your biology, fueling the repair cycle at its peak. It's not just what you take, it's when you take it. Now let's shift to vitamin B12, the unsung hero of muscle and nerve health. Imagine your body as a city. Your muscles are like the heavy machinery, the cranes, the trucks, the factories, but without energy they sit idle. Vitamin B12 is like the electricity grid that powers the whole city. Without it, the lights dim, the factories stall, and the city slows to a crawl. In your body, that slowdown feels like heavy legs, fatigue that lingers, and tingling in your hands or feet. These aren't random annoyances. They're warning lights flashing on your dashboard, telling you your nerves and muscles are running on empty. One of the most alarming things I see in research is how common B12 deficiency is in seniors. Up to 20% of adults over 60 are low in B12. Why? Because as we age, our stomach produces less acid, which means we absorb less B12 from food. Even if you eat eggs, meat, or dairy, your body might not be absorbing enough. And without enough B12, the connection between nerves and muscles begins to fray. Signals don't travel as fast. Muscles don't respond as strongly. That's when weakness, numbness, and tingling appear. But here's the hopeful part. Restoring B12 works quickly. In studies, seniors given B12 supplements showed improvements in nerve conduction, balance, and even mood within weeks. Imagine that. Weeks, not years. Your hands feel steadier. Your legs feel lighter. The fog in your mind begins to lift. That's the difference between running on empty and fueling your system properly. Now let's bring these 2 vitamins together. Vitamin D acts as the switch that activates repair. Vitamin B12 provides the energy to make the repair happen. It's like turning on the lights and starting the engines at the same time. Separately, they're powerful. Together, they're transformative. And when you take them before bed, you're giving your body the tools it needs at the exact moment it needs them most. Think about how different tomorrow morning could feel. Instead of swinging your legs over the bed and feeling stiffness, weakness, or hesitation, you stand up with confidence. Your legs respond. Your balance holds steady. You walk to the kitchen without gripping the wall for support. You open the door, step outside, and feel energy coursing through you instead of fatigue weighing you down. That's the promise of giving your body what it needs to repair at night. And here's something even more inspiring. In a 2021 study of older adults at risk for sarcopenia, supplementing with vitamin D and B12 not only improved muscle strength but also reduced frailty scores, meaning people went from being classified as frail to being classified as robust. Imagine how that changes life, from struggling to rise from a chair to standing with ease, from fearing a short walk to enjoying it, from worrying about decline to celebrating strength. This isn't about magic pills, it's about restoring what your body naturally needs. It's about aligning nutrition with biology. It's about using science to turn sleep into a powerful engine of repair. So when you ask yourself tonight, as you prepare for bed, what can I do to wake up stronger tomorrow? The answer may be simpler than you think. Give your body vitamin D to switch on muscle repair. Give it vitamin B12 to fuel nerve and energy recovery. Then let your sleep complete the work. Because every night is an opportunity, if you give your body the right tools. There's something almost poetic about the way the human body heals itself during sleep. While you drift off into dreams, your muscles are undergoing tiny repairs, stitching together microscopic tears from the day, rebuilding proteins, and strengthening connections between nerves and fibers. This invisible repair shop works silently, but only if it has the raw materials. Without vitamin D and B12, it's like a factory missing both the blueprint and the electricity. Nothing gets built. The damage piles up. And morning after morning you feel weaker, slower, and less steady. Now let us talk about the hidden signs that your body is quietly calling out for these nutrients. They're often dismissed as just aging, but in reality, they are signals. Do you ever notice leg cramps at night, the kind that wake you suddenly, leaving your muscles knotted and sore? That is not just bad luck, it can be a sign your muscles are struggling to contract and relax without enough vitamin D or magnesium working alongside it. Or maybe you felt a strange tingling in your hands or feet, like pins and needles that don't go away. Science shows that ignoring these signals is not harmless. Over time, muscle loss accelerates, nerves weaken, and independence begins to slip away. But the opposite is also true. Respond to these signals, nourish your body properly, and the decline slows, sometimes even reverses. That's why I say these two vitamins aren't optional. They're foundational. Let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle that comes with age, affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults. That means millions of people are at risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. But here's the hidden truth. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. It's not a destiny written in our DNA. It's influenced by nutrition, activity, and yes, sleep. By combining the right foods, the right vitamins, and the right timing, you can literally rewrite your future. That's empowering, isn't it? So how do you actually bring this into your daily life? It starts with awareness. Instead of treating bedtime as the end of the day, start seeing it as the beginning of your body's repair shift. Think of your evening routine like preparing a construction site for overnight work. You clear the space, you bring in the tools, you turn on the lights, and then you let the workers, your repair systems, get to work. That's exactly what happens when you take vitamin D and B12 before bed. You're priming the repair team, making sure they have everything they need. But I want to make this real. Let's take an example. Mary, a 72-year-old retired teacher, came into a research program struggling with weakness in her legs and fatigue that wouldn't go away. She told researchers she felt like she was walking through mud every day. And Mary's story isn't rare. Clinical studies show that when older adults correct deficiencies in vitamin D and B12, muscle strength improves, walking speed increases, and even mood brightens. It's as if the body has been waiting for this missing piece all along. But let's dig even deeper into the science. Vitamin D isn't just about calcium absorption. It directly influences muscle fibers. Inside your muscles are tiny receptors that bind to vitamin D. When activated, these receptors help your muscles generate power and endurance. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles actually shrink in size and lose function. That is why deficiencies often show up as weakness or fatigue before you even realize your bones are at risk. And vitamin B12, It doesn't just help with energy, it helps create the protective coating around your nerves called myelin. Imagine electrical wires running through your body, carrying signals from your brain to your muscles. B12 is the insulation that keeps those wires working properly. Without it, signals leak, slow down, or get lost entirely. That's why B12 deficiency can mimic neurological diseases. Tingling, weakness, memory problems, they're all connected to nerves starving for B12. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking tomorrow with muscles that respond faster, nerves that feel sharper, and energy that flows more easily. Imagine climbing stairs without gripping the railing. Imagine walking to the store without stopping to rest. Imagine laughing with friends without worrying about losing your balance when you stand up. That future is not only possible, it's within reach, and it begins with something as simple as aligning 2 vitamins with your body's natural nighttime rhythm. The truth is, your body wants to repair itself. It has built-in systems for renewal, resilience, and strength. But like any system, it needs resources. It's like a gardener trying to grow flowers in soil without nutrients. No matter how much sunlight or water there is, the flowers won't bloom. Give the soil what it needs and suddenly life returns. That's the power of vitamin D and B12. And here's the part that excites me most. It's never too late. Even if you've felt weakness creeping in for years, even if you've struggled with fatigue or balance issues, the body can respond. Muscles can strengthen, nerves can recover, energy can return. Age doesn't erase your body's ability to heal. It just means the process needs more support. So tonight, when you think about your health, I want you to remember this. Every night is an opportunity to wake up stronger. Every night is a chance to fuel repair. Every night your body asks for help. Will you give it what it needs? Now that we understand why vitamin D and B12 are essential for building muscle while you sleep, the next question becomes practical. How do you actually get enough of them? Because the science is clear. It's not enough to know, you have to do. And the way you do it matters. Let's start with vitamin D. Unlike most vitamins, vitamin D is unique because your body can produce it on its own. Sunlight hitting your skin triggers a cascade inside your cells that creates vitamin D. It sounds simple, but here's the problem. As we age, the skin's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight drops dramatically. Add in sunscreen, clothing, and less time outdoors, and suddenly your natural production plummets. That's why older adults are among the most likely to be deficient. So, what can you do? One strategy is smart sunlight exposure. Just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sun on your arms and face can make a difference, but it's not always reliable. Weather, latitude, and skin tone all change how much vitamin D you produce. That's why food and supplementation often need to step in. When it comes to food, fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources. Eggs, fortified dairy, and even mushrooms exposed to sunlight can also contribute. But here lies the truth. It has almost impossible to get optimal levels of vitamin D from food alone, especially if you're already low. That's where a well-chosen supplement becomes a powerful tool. And timing matters. Remember, we're talking about building muscle while you sleep. Taking vitamin D in the evening ensures your body has a steady supply during those critical repair hours. Pair it with a meal that contains healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or nuts. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble. That means it needs fat to be absorbed efficiently. Without fat, much of it simply passes through unused. Now let's turn to vitamin B12. Unlike vitamin D, B12 cannot be made by your body. It has to come from what you eat. Traditionally, people got plenty of B12 from animal foods like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. But here's the catch. As we age, stomach acid levels often decline, and without enough acid, B12 can't be separated from food, meaning even if you eat it, your body doesn't absorb it. That's why so many older adults are deficient, even if they eat plenty of B12-rich foods. The solution? Use forms of B12 that are more easily absorbed. Supplements in the form of methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin bypass some of the absorption problems. And studies show that taking B12 at night can actually support nerve repair during sleep, when the body is most focused on regeneration. So how do you put this into practice? Imagine your evening routine like this. Dinner with a piece of salmon or a vegetable stir-fry cooked in olive oil, followed by a simple supplement of vitamin D and B12 with a glass of water. Then you settle into a calm evening, knowing your body is fully stocked for the night's repair shift. It's simple, it's natural, and it's profoundly effective. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Both of these vitamins work better when paired with their partners. Vitamin D works hand in hand with magnesium. Without enough magnesium, vitamin D can't be activated in your body. That means if you're low in magnesium, all the vitamin D in the world won't help. Where do you get magnesium? Nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and whole grains. Adding a handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds in the evening can make all the difference. Vitamin B12, on the other hand, thrives when paired with folate, another B vitamin found in leafy greens, beans, and citrus fruits. Together, they support DNA repair and the production of red blood cells. That means stronger muscles, better oxygen delivery, and more energy. So something as simple as a spinach salad with dinner or a slice of orange after your meal can enhance the effects of your B12 supplement. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't rely on drastic changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet or spend hours in the gym. You don't need expensive powders or complicated routines. You just need to align what you eat, when you take it, and how you pair it. That is the secret to turning an ordinary night, cess sleep, into a powerhouse of muscle rebuilding. Now imagine what happens when you make this a habit. Week after week, your body gets exactly what it needs. Muscles grow stronger, not weaker. Balance improves, not declines. Energy builds, not fades. And the mornings that once felt heavy begin to feel light. This is what I call the compound effect of nutrition. Small, consistent choices that build over time into something transformative. And the transformation isn't just physical, it's emotional. Because when you feel strong in your body, you feel confident in your life. You stand taller, you move more freely, you engage more fully with the world around you. That is the gift these vitamins can bring. Now that we've seen how vitamin D and B12 fuel your muscles while you sleep, it's time for an important warning. Because here's the truth. Even when people start supplementing or eating more of these vitamins, many fail to see the results. Why? Because they're unknowingly making mistakes that cancel out the benefits. Let's uncover the two biggest ones. The first mistake is taking vitamin D without checking magnesium. Think of magnesium as the key that unlocks the door for vitamin D to do its job. Without magnesium, vitamin D stays in its inactive form, like a light bulb that's screwed in but never switched on. Studies show that as many as half of adults are deficient in magnesium, which means they're swallowing vitamin D every day and seeing almost no benefit. Their muscles remain weak, their energy stays low, and they assume vitamin D doesn't work. But the truth is, the vitamin is trapped in the off position. The fix is simple. Add magnesium-rich foods to your dinner, or consider a supplement if your doctor recommends it. A handful of pumpkin seeds, a serving of spinach, or even a square of dark chocolate can flip the switch and turn your vitamin D into muscle power overnight. The second mistake is one that surprises almost everyone. Relying only on food-based vitamin B12 as you age. Here's why this is dangerous. Your stomach produces a special protein called intrinsic factor. Without it, B12 cannot be absorbed no matter how much you eat, and as people get older, levels of this protein drop dramatically. That means someone can be eating steak, fish, eggs, and dairy every day, and still suffer from a silent B12 deficiency. They wonder why their legs feel heavy, why their hands tingle, why their memory seems fuzzy, and they chalk it up to age. But in reality, the B12 is trapped in their food, never entering their bloodstream. The fix? Choose a sublingual or chewable B12 supplement in methylcobalamin form. It bypasses the stomach barrier and goes straight into the blood. That one adjustment can transform how your nerves and muscles function during sleep. But let me share something even more striking. In one clinical study, older adults with unexplained fatigue and weakness were tested for B12 deficiency. Many had been eating plenty of animal protein, yet their blood levels of B12 were dangerously low. Once they switched to an absorbable form of B12 supplement, within weeks their energy improved, balance steadied, and the tingling that plagued their hands began to fade. Imagine suffering for years, only to realize the problem wasn't lack of food, but lack of absorption. That's why this mistake is so costly. And here's where the two mistakes collide. But you don't have to fall into this trap. Awareness is your shield. By making small adjustments, pairing vitamin D with magnesium, and choosing absorbable forms of B12, you can avoid the hidden pitfalls that so many others stumble into. Now let's take this one step further, because even when people do everything right with vitamins, there's another silent enemy working against muscle repair at night. Something most people never think about, yet it creeps into their evenings and sabotages all the progress. What is it? Inflammation. We've talked about vitamins D and B12 and how they set the stage for muscle repair during sleep. But here's the hidden twist. Even if you get these vitamins right, there's another factor that can wipe away their benefits almost instantly. It's called inflammation. Now, most people think of inflammation as something you see, like a swollen ankle or a sore joint. But there's another type, a silent kind. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't swell, but it spreads quietly through the body, damaging cells night after night. Scientists call it chronic low-grade inflammation, and it's one of the biggest hidden drivers of muscle loss. So here's the danger. When you eat the wrong foods in the evening, especially before bed, you feed this fire. Your body spends the night fighting inflammation instead of repairing muscles. Imagine your body as a construction crew. You've delivered the materials, vitamin D, vitamin B12, maybe even magnesium. They're ready to rebuild. But suddenly, a fire breaks out at the construction site. All the workers drop their tools and rush to put out the flames. By the time the fire is controlled, the night is over. No muscle gets rebuilt. That's exactly what happens when inflammation takes over. And the biggest culprits? Sugary desserts, refined carbs, processed meats, and late-night alcohol. They may feel comforting in the moment, but inside your body they create oxidative stress, spike blood sugar, and fuel the release of inflammatory chemicals. Over time, this nightly sabotage chips away at your muscle fibers, weakens your nerves, and accelerates aging. But here's the good news. Just as some foods stoke the fire, others extinguish it. And when you choose wisely in the evening, you don't just prevent damage, you actually supercharge repair. Omega-3 rich foods like salmon or walnuts reduce inflammation and improve blood flow. Dark berries like blueberries and blackberries are packed with antioxidants that quench the flames. Even something as simple as a cup of green tea after dinner can calm inflammation, setting the stage for deeper sleep and stronger overnight repair. Think about it like this. Your evening meal is either building you up or breaking you down. It's not neutral. The choices you make before bed determine whether you wake up weaker or stronger. And this isn't just theory. In one study, older adults who swapped processed evening snacks for anti-inflammatory foods like nuts, berries, and fatty fish showed measurable improvements in muscle strength within weeks. Their muscles weren't just being preserved, they were being rebuilt because inflammation was no longer stealing resources from the repair crew. So the question becomes, what's on your dinner plate and what's in your evening snack bowl? Because the difference between weak mornings and strong mornings may not just be about vitamins. It may be about whether you're refueling the fire or fighting it. But let's not stop here, because there's an even bigger layer to this story. Muscle repair isn't just about vitamins and fighting inflammation, it's also about blood flow. Without proper circulation, those nutrients never reach the muscle fibers where they're needed most. And poor circulation is one of the hidden reasons people lose muscle faster as they age. We've seen how vitamins D and B12 fuel repair and how inflammation can sabotage it. But here's the next hidden player, blood flow. Without proper circulation, all the nutrients, oxygen, and repair signals your body produces during sleep simply can't reach the muscles that need them most. Think of it like trying to deliver construction materials to a site with blocked roads. No matter how many bricks or tools you have, nothing gets built. As we age, circulation naturally declines. Arteries stiffen, capillaries shrink, and blood flow slows. That means your muscles, especially in the legs and arms, get less oxygen and fewer nutrients overnight. The repair process that should be happening while you sleep becomes sluggish, incomplete, and far less effective. And the consequences aren't minor. Poor circulation accelerates muscle loss, increases fatigue, and can even contribute to balance problems that lead to falls. The good news is that blood flow can be improved, and often faster than most people expect. One of the simplest ways is through diet. Certain foods act like natural vasodilators. They relax the walls of blood vessels, allowing nutrients to flow freely to muscles and nerves. Beets, leafy greens, fatty fish, garlic, and citrus fruits are among the top choices. Just a small evening portion of these foods can help carry vitamin D, B12, and magnesium directly to your muscles during the night. Hydration also plays a surprising role. Even mild dehydration thickens the blood slightly, slowing circulation. That's why drinking the right amount of water, not too little, not too much, before bed, can dramatically improve overnight nutrient delivery. A simple trick is to sip water steadily throughout the evening and finish your last small glass about 60 minutes before sleep. This keeps circulation optimal without waking you up in the night. But here's another secret most people overlook. Posture during sleep affects blood flow too. Sleeping in positions that compress certain arteries or veins can limit nutrient delivery to key muscles. Experts suggest keeping legs slightly elevated with a pillow if circulation issues are common, or avoiding extreme positions that restrict blood flow. It may seem subtle, but these adjustments allow nutrients to reach every fiber efficiently, maximizing repair while you sleep. Now imagine putting this all together: the right vitamins, anti-inflammatory evening foods, hydration, and simple circulation-friendly habits. Each night becomes a complete system of repair. Muscles grow stronger, nerves fire efficiently, fatigue diminishes, and the body slowly reclaims strength that may have been slipping away for years. So tonight, give your body exactly what it needs: vitamin D to activate repair, vitamin B12 to fuel energy and protect nerves, anti-inflammatory foods to calm the fire, and habits that keep blood flowing. Sleep becomes your secret muscle-building ally. Tomorrow morning, you'll feel stronger, steadier, and more alive. Don't wait. Start tonight, because your future strength begins while you rest.